This program is for business leaders who need a strategy to persevere through the hardest part of a new venture. Stay to the end for bonus points on how and whether you should quit or grit, and my recommended episode on how and when to quit. How's life? Not perfect, not quite what the last expert sold you who sold you their latest ultimate solutions promised. Welcome to the reality of leadership, entrepreneurship, and life. We often and easily forget the mundane day-to-day when social media and marketing only emphasize the highlights while hiding the years or decades of deliberate practice it takes to achieve them. In K. Anders Ericsson and Robert Poole's book, Peak: The Secret from the New Science of Expertise, they described the simple but often long path to mastery. Ericsson is the inventor of the 10,000-hour rule and makes clear it often takes that long to begin to achieve expertise and mastery that lead to the highlights we're talking about here. I know I speak about him repeatedly, but I do it for a good reason. What he says is, or what he said, since he's now departed, is scientifically proven to actually work and is widely validated. In Creativity Inc., Ed Catmull and Amy Wallace beautifully and humbly illustrate the truth and timeline success may, and most often does, take. If Ed Catmull, with a PhD in computing science, bachelor's in physics and computer science, and another person you may have heard of, Steve Jobs, took something like 20 years to make Pixar successful, why would we assume we can succeed faster or better? To be clear, there are exceptions, but long, hard, and lonely is the rule when it comes to success. If you prepare for the long game, learn everything you can to shorten it, then act consistently, you'll skyrocket your odds regardless of the time it takes. As of this writing, I've posted 162 articles on LinkedIn and 302 videos, including this one, plus written untold numbers of engagement-worthy comments on social media. And engagement-worthy isn't good job, I agree, or any other lame-ass thing like that, where you're not actually adding value to the other person's content you're commenting on. If you haven't thought about it, if there isn't some thought and something worth engaging in, then it is not comment worthy. It's the equivalent to what Seth Godin would call remarkable. That is, worthy of remark. That's what a good comment is on social media. And people who know that will value you adding those kind of comments to their content because it does exactly that. It adds value for them. Yet very little of all this stuff I've done in the time that I've done it has been sexy, validating, or even noticed. I'm not going to lie, coming up on 3 years of almost daily hard work with almost no reward sucks. But it's nothing compared to the 20 years that Pixar took. In my Leveraging Laziness episode, I took way too long to create as thumbnail, but it reminded me of the small things that keep me going. Indulging in such time wasting activities as making a thumbnail purely for the intrinsic reward of creating it is therapeutic when progress and rewards aren't coming from anywhere else. This is the path that most successes take. Follow your bliss and enjoy the journey by indulging in that which brings you pleasure when nobody else is looking. The counterpoint to all this grit is called strategic quitting, or what I call strategic quitting. I'm a huge fan of both, but I focus on grit because I believe that most people quit way too soon and never really even try, which is not the same as strategic quitting. Annie Duke's book, Quit, is an excellent examination of how and when to quit, and so that you can free yourself to succeed at something else. It taught me you should only endure when it's something you really care about and its future cost is worth it to you. If it is, indulge to endure. Thank you for staying with me for this long. We've reached the bonus points, how and whether you should quit or grit. So you've decided, you agree maybe you should only continue, you should only endure if it's worth it. But how do you know if it's worth it? One simple solution is to ask yourself, if I didn't have to worry about money, would I choose to do this? But a more nuanced set of questions is more powerful. Instead, ask yourself this: which part or parts of this do I really love, find meaningful, or fulfilling? Then ask, how much of what I don't like could I outsource if I made enough money? Next, ask yourself, what percentage of what remains would I do for its own sake, even if I never became successful at it? So in the real world, we can't outsource everything we don't like. We can outsource a lot, provided we have the income, which is built into that question, but we can't outsource everything. So we all have some stuff we don't really love doing. Therefore, the percentage really matters. So finally ask yourself, is the potential future cost worth it to me? This is going back to what Annie Duke said, and that's a way to help you prevent getting sucked in by the sunk cost fallacy, which everybody is subject to. Don't kid yourself. So if the answer to the question, is it worth it to me, after that careful consideration is yes, grit it. If it's not, quit it for something else. Now, the probability of you succeeding in anything, because it's far more complex than all the marketing on social media, is like, take my program, it's guaranteed to work for everybody. Really? Have you really experienced that with taking courses? Do you know everybody who's taken one of those courses who was marketed that way, who are all successful? If that's the case, then you should probably take that course. It's probably worth every penny times 10. So here's the deal. Your chances of succeeding at anything increase radically if you have the right team to help you. And a well-designed and carefully selected mastermind group is an ideal solution, or as close as we can get. And it's an ideal solution because it is not cookie cutter. These are real, intelligent, knowledgeable people with a diverse background and diverse skill base, which is something no human can have only for themselves, especially that outside perspective. So click the link in the description to join my $397 per month mastermind group for free for 3 months from the first time you click the link. After that, the price goes up continuously till it reaches full price. Click here to catch my recommended episode to succeed more by learning how and when to quit. It's a different perspective, as I said, on the same topic that was covered partially in this video. So that's it for Crush It Club 302, Indulge to Endure. My name is Tim B. Green. Bye for now.